Eerily reminiscent of the fictional Walter White character from the hit TV show Breaking Bad, Dicky Joe Jackson is a former trucker who turned to transporting meth in order to pay for his then 2-year-old son's life-saving bone marrow transplant surgery. However, instead of getting rich and going undetected for years, Jackson was caught after only 1 year and thrown into prison for the rest of his life. Jackson became another victim of the illogical life sentencing practices against nonviolent criminals by the federal government and some states. Jackson was busted in 1995 selling half a pound of meth to an undercover cop. However, he had 2 previous nonviolent convictions for possession of a half gram of meth and transporting more than 1 kilogram of marijuana. Jackson was offered the chance to receive a shorter sentence if he would testify against his co-defendants, but he declined the offer in order to protect himself and his family. Jackson was handed down a guilty verdict of conspiring to possess or possessing with intent to distribute that carried 3 life sentences. Now 55, Jackson sits in the Forrest City Correctional Institution in Arkansas. Jackson had been transporting meth in his truck once a month for a year before he was arrested. He was receiving $5,000 per delivery, which was to go towards his son's $250,000 surgery. The Jacksons did not have insurance coverage to pay for the surgery. Before turning to delivering meth to try and pay for the surgery, Jackson and his family had taken every opportunity to raise the money legally. They sold personal belongings, asked for help from relatives in the National Children's Cancer Society, and even contacted celebrities who generously donated memorabilia to sell. But it wasn't enough. Jackson couldn't turn down the meth dealer who offered him the chance to make 5 times what he was making for 1 delivery. Regardless of the nonviolent nature of Jackson's crime and him not being the ringleader, he was tossed in prison for life with no possibility of parole. Amazingly, the attorney who prosecuted Jackson has written a letter in support of leniency, stating, quote, "I saw no indication that Mr. Jackson was violent, that he was any sort of large-scale narcotics trafficker, or that he committed his crimes for any reason other than to get money to care for his gravely ill child." Jackson is just one of 3,278 people behind bars with life sentences for nonviolent offenses.